Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
Great. I'm sorry, I don't have a camera. I just didn't want to pay on the phone.
Yeah,
But
no,
is it?
that's good. Uh, that's great. Thank you so much for agreeing to speak to me.
Yeah, no problem. So you're
Um,
doing a study?
yeah, I'll just tell you a bit about what I'm doing. I'm a final year student at University of Westminster in London, and I'm on a course called Contemporary Media Practice. It's basically an interdisciplinary mixed media course that explores practices such as photography, moving image, interactive art, etc., etc. This is for my final major project, so kind of my graduation project. So it's got quite a large scale to it, and it's I'm going to be creating an experiential audiovisual installation that explores the all-consuming nature of sleep paralysis. It will be multisensory. It'll be interactive. The audience will utilize their senses to interact with how sleep paralysis vividly affects the individual. Um, and due to the hallucinatory element and the tactile spatial nature of sleep paralysis, the installation will hopefully create an immersive space that envelops the audience in a realm where they start to experience some of the emotional responses to the condition. That's kind of what I want to do in a broad sense. But obviously, primary research is so essential for this. So I really appreciate you talking to me about your personal experiences. It's really invaluable. I'm just going to run through a list of questions I have, but obviously the more you can elaborate, the better. But obviously only say what you feel comfortable with, if that's okay.
Sure, no problem. When does your installation go up?
It will be in June.
Okay, great. No, I would love to see it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so firstly, just also, is it okay? I'm currently recording this call just so that I don't have to make notes, just so I have a record of what you're saying. Is that okay?
Oh no, of course, that's
Okay,
fine.
great. So the first question, what is sleep paralysis to you? Like, what are your experiences with it?
Oh geez. Um, I would say, I know what it is now in detail. So I understand what happens physically, and I understand why I hallucinated. However, when I first had sleep paralysis, and I've had it since I was like 7, like
Okay.
really, really young, and it also runs in my family. My mom has it, my sister has it, and my uncle has it on my mother's side, of varying degrees. I think I have it worse, and the first time I experienced it, I thought that there was an intruder. You know, it's like I can't move. There's somebody in here, and I freaked out, and I was like completely convinced there was somebody else in that room with me, and I couldn't explain it to anybody. I didn't really understand what happened. I looked around, there was nothing, and then I guess I dismissed it until like it happens again eventually, and I didn't really understand at all what was happening at first. I felt haunted, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like how do I even begin to describe things? Is that what a nightmare is? Like at first I thought to myself, oh man, I guess that's what a nightmare is. Um, but it's not. I just thought that they were that bad because I've had them that often, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so I guess that's what it is to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like being stalked. Yeah. Um, does that answer that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you feel? Can you, because this my installation, it's more experiential and focusing on feeling rather than an immersive environment, etc., etc., rather than rather than a documentary angle. So how do you fit? Can you put into words how you feel?
Yes. I guess I'll describe an experience and I'll just tell you exactly how it
Yeah,
feels.
that'd
I
be
went
great.
through it.
Thanks.
Okay. So this was around 2010, right? So I was in college. I've had it before, but this is the first time I've had it like this. I was really tired. I'm working, doing my school stuff, and I decided to sit down on my bed for a bit. I fall asleep, but don't really realize I fall asleep. So what I experienced is I laid down. I was wide awake, and then all of a sudden, someone was like laying next to me behind me, and I felt a hand on my shoulder, and it asked me to look at him. And then I wanted to look, but I couldn't move at all, and I was just terrified. Like I had no idea what it was, it didn't really feel human because I don't know. I felt like the weight of the bed was not pushed, but there was something there. So that I guess that juxtaposition made it feel like that's something supernatural there. You know, finally, like I feel like if I don't look at this thing, like I'm gonna die. And then I finally snap and look over, and then at that moment I wake up, and there's nothing there. But my heart was racing. I was terrified. I was sweating, and I just had this crazy transition of like that was just straight up real. Like I didn't even realize that I went to sleep, because I was so exhausted. It happened instantly, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Wow.
and I made how do you say it? Like I get reoccurring, I guess, creatures for the better saying, right? Like I feel like that's the same one, or it's always been here with me, and it kind of feels like at one point like that's part of me, like it's there, and I just have to accept that. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And again, before I really got into like figuring out exactly what's going on, like that's what it felt like. There's something possessing me. There's something here. I don't know why it comes here, and my sister when she has her particular nightmares, she would get obsessed with her nightmares, and I didn't know why when we were younger. It's because she's suffering the same thing. Like you can't really explain it to like mom and dad, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a bad nightmare. Like I thought I was gonna die.
Wow.
So
Yeah. So, can you tell me anything specific about what you are dreaming, or what kind of images do you see, or?
yeah, I would say the first experience is feeling like I can't breathe. Um, like I feel like there's a pressure on my chest, and when I get scared, then I start like breathing more. So then I feel like I can't breathe. Like in order for me to not feel that, I have to immediately realize that I'm paralyzed and just be in control. But more than likely, I'm gonna hyperventilate and feel like I can't breathe until I'm suddenly woken up. And it's led to me to always sleeping on my side and making sure I don't have too much pillows so I don't like suffocate myself. You know,
Right. Of course.
like I don't want anything obstructing me in any way. So that's the first sensation. I can't breathe and wait. Um, I would say the second one is being watched, um, particularly by something that doesn't want you to see it, right? And like I always feel like it's in the corner or it's the shadow, and I don't know. I feel like in this state, like what I'm doing is I can't move, and I get something that's out of the ordinary and figure that must be it. So in this case, it's dark, so it's a shadow. So it's almost always a shadow, you know, or a disfigured thing. Um, and I've drawn them out, like what I think they look like, or at least mine. You know,
Yeah. Definitely. And did do you hear things during this like, is there a kind of an audio element to it?
yeah, it's voice.
Okay, so
Like
voice.
very specifically, it's voice. Um, like the one I was laying down, and it's like, look at me, like I could hear it. It's speaking to me. Um, the noise I hear is of that thing. I wouldn't say there's any other noise,
Okay.
but it's definitely making noise to me.
Okay, great. And what impact has this had on you and your daily life, especially in the beginning?
In the beginning, when I was a child, I just suffered. There's nothing I could really do
Okay.
until I was able to really pinpoint it. And once I brought it up and realized that it's not just me, there's other things to it, and I could really, you know, get down to it, see what I can do. Now I work nights, like period. Like
Okay.
there's no way I don't work nights, and the reason why is because if I'm ever lack sleep, I get it way more often, even if it's a little,
Wow.
right? So
Yeah.
I work nights, and I get up whenever I feel like it every single day. So then that way, if I'm too tired, I can get more sleep or less if I need to do things. But I never have to be like I have to get up early and be sleep deprived to go to work.
Yeah.
Absolutely never. So that's why I work nights, specifically to reduce the amount of sleep paralysis I get. And like I've had it pretty bad. Like when I used to I worked at Amazon for a while in Seattle, and the hours were brutal. So I was so tired. I was getting like 5-6 hours of sleep each night, and one time I got it at work, like just like at my desk. Like I just kind of passed out for a bit and then just freaked out. You know,
Yeah.
like so that can't happen, and I don't want to experience that. Even though if I know what's really happening to me, and in a way I'm more at peace with it now.
Yeah.
I still don't want to feel it, you know.
No. And you say have you done like a lot of research into it then to understand it more?
I have a lot,
and that's been helpful.
It has reduced the amount of hallucinations I've seen.
Okay,
so like I would say, like, after I really understand what's happening and I can wake up and be like, oh my god, I'm paralyzed. You just relax and try moving again later, right?
Yeah.
And I can do those kind of exercises. Hallucination, feeling watched has been reduced dramatically since I've really gotten a hold of that. So the hallucinations tend to be reduced. They still show up sometimes, and I still feel like there's something there. And the best thing I can do to not be terrified, which is what makes it worse, is I don't know, kind of befriend them. It's a little dark, just kind of like, oh, that's my creature. Hi,
Yeah.
And just kind of be a little more chill about it. And once I'm accepting of it, that I'm going to feel like that thing is there very often, then I'm not going to freak out as much,
Yeah.
And in a way, like the feeling of it wanting to hurt me has been like reversed. Like I now, if I see it, I'm like, okay, it doesn't want to hurt me. It just kind of want to hang out. It just wants to be there, or whatever, right? Because I'm looking at it a different light,
Definitely.
Yeah. And that helps me from freaking out a lot too. So now I get paralyzed, and I'm like, I have it, and I understand it, and I feel watched, but it's okay. Then I wake up, and there you go.
Yeah.
It took a long time to get to that point, and especially without really digging through the internet, then I would be freaking out all the time still.
Definitely. And so, do these hallucinations are they normally the same thing, or do they vary from time to time?
They kind of vary, but I would say there's like three that I feel like there's three different ones for me. Most of them, there's one like it has like long, huge arms that I imagine, and one of them's old, and I guess that's it. Like they're pretty reoccurring for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you were saying how your breathing definitely suffers during this experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely can't breathe when it happens, and then if I hyperventilate, it's way worse. And I think that's what really makes me feel like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it sounds awful. So I want the installation that I'm going to be creating to be very multi-sensory. Is it a multi-sensory experience for you then?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely heard it. I felt like it touched me.
Okay.
Like I felt like hand on my shoulder. Like that definitely cues. I feel like I could have felt pain before, but I don't know. That's kind of maybe. I don't know if that pain is just it was all at once.
Yeah. And sorry, continue.
Oh no, I guess that was it. Like I definitely feel like I could see it, I could feel it, I could hear it. I can't say that I smelt it or anything like that.
Okay, great, thanks. And so does it happen when you're falling asleep or waking up, or is it kind of a mixture of the both?
For me, it's falling asleep.
Okay.
I think I've only had it waking up like once or twice. For me, it's falling asleep for sure.
Okay. And although I imagine this is quite a difficult question, can you pinpoint like if you had to say like 3 words to describe how the experience felt when you were in it?
When I was in it, restricting, that's for sure. Observed.
Okay,
yeah. And I guess it always feels malicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the worst thing about it for you?
Well, I mean, I guess it's not being able to move. No one wants to like feel like they can't move. You don't know what's going on. Your body doesn't understand it. So I would say that's definitely it. But that's only because I've come this far. Like
Yeah.
I like 99%. It's feeling like there's a thing right next to you. You know that you can't really describe. You know.
Yeah, definitely. So those are my main questions. But if you have anything else or any more stories or experiences that that you can think of or anything else relevant.
Let me see. Let me see. I don't know. Like I guess for a while, like I kind of grew a little like, fascinated with like the creatures. You know, like what is that? And I think that a lot of people that have sleep paralysis tend to like try to make these into visualizations. Like I know that the Insidious movie series is based off sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really cool. And when I saw that movie, at first I didn't realize it, but it connected to me, and I didn't really understand why until later. You know, and I think that helps just being able to understand that what
Yeah.
other people hallucinate is just as bad, actually that terrifying, and this is why it happens. And like no one talks about sleep paralysis, so that's what makes it really really hard. Like the first experiences are just going to be brutal for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see like more people understanding that like this is actually what it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. And is there any way you could give any more information about the visuals of what you see during these experiences?
I always feel like there's a body and then there's eyes. Like that's the only thing I really can make out, you know.
Yeah.
One time I sketched one out and I felt like one was hairy, but other time it wasn't. But I would say that's pretty consistent. Like there's a thing and it's looking at me, so my mind draws its eyes, you know. And I would say that those are the defining features of like what is really terrifying about him. Like the shape's always a little different or whatnot, you know.
Yeah. Okay, great. No, I think that's everything that I can think of right now. Like that has been so helpful though. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. And good luck with your installation. It sounds really cool.
Yeah, thank you. And if you know of anyone else that would like to speak, obviously I'm looking for people to talk to because I want to hear about people's experiences.
I mean, I can refer you to my sister. She suffers just as badly as me.
Yeah, if she's comfortable with talking to me, that would be great.
Yeah, okay, no, I'll send you her email, and then she can tell you what she thinks. And that'd be kind of cool.
That'd
and
be great.
Yeah, well, so we when your installation goes up, like I would love to see it. Like, send me an email. Like, I work for the airlines. I could just go. So
yeah, definitely, I definitely will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. I'll send you that email, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much. Bye.
No problem. Bye.